interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gonna give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
Oh, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Episode 126, Remember the Show. Those who join us live, we appreciate that you remember the show today. Going to be 4:30 Eastern, moved to 5:30 Eastern. You're looking at the UFC's #1 welterweight contender, my boy, Belal. Remember the name Muhammad. My name is Jason Anik. Good to see you, brother, back in Chicago, I assume. You know, you had that Young LA drop kind of early, huh? With the Chicago on the back.
Oh, yeah. I get that stuff early. We get the sneak peeks of everything that happens.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to everyone joining us live. We appreciate you all. Good to see you, Belal Muhammad. How you doing, brother?
Good. Just getting working. Beautiful weather out here in Chicago, finally. Better than California. California was like rainy and kind of cold. Right now, Chicago, we're looking at like 67 right now. So decent sunny. Hopefully it's a turn.
You'll take it. Well, you know, got a little smile on his face. See, a lot of people in his position would be grumbling. Not Belal Muhammad. He got positive outlook on anything. So we were just in Anaheim, as you said, UFC 298. You know, and as I say often on this show, we come at you Thursday. So all the stuff sort of regurgitating that fight has already happened. So, but what I do want to ask you about it is, for me, right? Volk's talking rematch before the first fight. It's like he's talking rematch to the point where I don't even know how he didn't have the rematch narrative in his head at some point before that fight, right? To be thinking so tunnel vision on the rematch. So there's a lot of talk, obviously, about Topuria as an opponent or whatever it is. I sort of want your thoughts on the main event, but also sort of how much he was talking about rematch right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was one of those things where we would have known if Topuria is real, right? You know, he had a lot of hype. He had a lot of, like I said, he always walked around with an entourage, like he was going to be the champion. He put it in his Instagram bio, and, you know, people think, oh, man, this guy's cocky or not, or arrogant or this or that. And I just think it was one of those things. You talk it into existence. You speak it into existence. He believes in himself. His team believes in him. And he went out there with a lot of poise and just patience out there, right?
Yes. Two words I have written down: poise and patience. Sorry to cut you off.
You had that written down? Yeah. He was like, I was like, is he going to come out super hard? It's your first main event. I'm going to knock him out in the first round. But the way he was standing in front of Volk and not getting frustrated with, because Volk was doing a good job of jabbing and moving, but Topuria did a good job of feinting and pressuring him to the fence. And he knows when he gets you to the fence, he lets loose. He knows there's only a couple ways you could go, right? Because if you lean back, the fence is back there. So you can only go left or right. So that's where he sets you up with his big hooks, either hook to the body, big overhand right, overhand right, hook to the body. And, you know, I expected Volk to be smarter than that, to not fall into that trap, right? But Topuria is just so good with it. His movement standing in front of you. And I think Volk was starting to get that confidence, right? We saw him smiling a little bit in there. All right, I'm landing my jab. But just even with his defense, even the first round, where I'm seeing him pull a little bit, I'm seeing him drop his hands a little bit. I was like, I feel like Topuria is going to be able to set something up with that. And he got him, man. And it just shows what kind of power he had, right? He put him out with one shot.
You know, we talk a lot, obviously, about the main event, and it was a great card, but this championship fight had a lot of stakes. And when I look at Alexander Volkanovski and sort of his history, whether you think he came back too soon, whatever it may be, the idea, Kenny Florian talked a little bit about this on the Anik and Florian podcast, about sort of just looking at this guy Topuria maybe as another opponent and not necessarily maybe being of that mindset, like, this dude's coming in here to kill me. It's kill or be killed. And I'm not just going to have my fun on the feet and do my thing and maybe look like I'm sort of piecing him apart. It's like, this isn't the Korean Zombie at the end of his career. You know what I mean? It's a different beast. And this kid just turned 27. So I don't know. When you look at Volkanovski, an all-time great, sort of back-to-back, boom, boom, where do you look at him right now? How do you see the one of the all-time greats in my mind?
I mean, I still consider him an all-time great. It's just one of those things now where you need your team around you to, I think, put the brakes on a lot of this stuff, right? Because when you get knocked out, you want to get rushed right back into it. You're like, he just called me. That's all it was. I'm still this monster. I'm still this beast. I still could do it. I could go out there and beat him. But he needs his team to be like, yo, relax. Maybe let's take a year off to fully heal. Because who knows, if he would have went out there and won, all right, well, he didn't come back too soon. But he didn't.
Right.
He got knocked out again. So now it's back-to-back knockouts. One of the knockouts was to the pound-for-pound king, and another knockout is to a hungry lion that's on his way up, right? We've seen him fight these guys. He had 3 fights with Holloway. Then he fought Yair. Then he fought Korean Zombie, all at 145, and they're all like dominant victories. So in his mindset, I felt like he probably went in there thinking, I dominated everybody at 145. There's nobody really that did anything to me, so I'm going to go in here, dominate this young kid. But he didn't know that this ain't a kid, right? This is a beast that's standing in front of you, undefeated mentality. And he just has that power and the boxing that can put anybody's lights out.
Couldn't be more impressed with Ilia Topuria. And Cody, if I'm looking at a Georgian flag there, I mean, I think we need the flag of the country of Spain. That seems as though there's a pretty decent chance maybe even his first defense is going to be there. But anyway, UFC 300 main event announced. And obviously we'll get to Bully B. Remember the name. But Alex Pereira, right? Everybody going to talk about Alex Pereira. Well, I'm not. I want to talk about Sweet Dreams Hill. All right. Sweet Dreams Hill getting his belt back. You know, there's a lot of folks out there maybe talking about this main event and to different degrees, how they feel about this main event. But Jamal Hill is a professional athlete, right? Aaron Rodgers, 40 years old, had the same Achilles injury. Jamal's only 32 years old, looking super lean a few days ago when I saw this guy compete. He's a big boy too, right? Everyone talks about the imposing figure of Alex Pereira. Jamal Hill, pretty imposing too, as are Jamal's hands, as is his footwork. Ever seen Jamal Hill rise up and take a 3-point shot? Go look up some film and watch Jamal take a 3-point shot, Joe. I couldn't be happier about this main event, and I think Jamal Hill has a great shot. Give me all of it. Your thoughts on our boy Sweet Dreams Hill. You sparred with him when we were out in Anaheim. Let's go, Sweet Dreams. Talk to me, Bully B.
Bro, I'm pumped for him, right? You know, it's like one of those things. We seen it. We seen the injury happen, right? And it was like heartbreaking for all of us, because that's our boy right there. And to see him, like, we saw how much it broke him. But I say everything happens for a reason, right? So now that happened, but now look where he is now. He's about to headline the biggest card in UFC history, UFC 300, coming from a small town. He's from Chicago. Now he's in a small gym in Detroit, and now he's headlining one of the biggest cards that the UFC ever put together. And it's epic, because I saw him that morning, and he was like thirsty to train. And he's like, hey, let's get some training in. I was like, bro, all right, well, I'll be back in a little bit. And he's like, hey, you training? I need to get some work in. And I was like, bro, when are you ever this ready, thirsty to train? Like, I'm always down to trade. But then, yeah, he told me that morning that he was going to be fighting for the 300. So I was like, man, that's epic. That's huge. And, you know, people are always going to hate, right? There's always like those people out there now like, oh, what is this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, both these guys are killers. Jamal Hill, just thinking back to his knockout of Johnny Walker. These both,
dude,
Pereira, these
yes,
guys put people to sleep against Yuri. Like, how can you not be excited about that? These people wanted Brock Lesnar against Conor McGregor, but I'm looking at both these guys in the prime of their careers, killers. Like, how can you not be excited for this fight?
Dude, and it's not WWE. Jamal Hill has bonuses in his last 4 fights, and he could still be champ if he didn't tear his Achilles. All right.
Yeah, well, I still consider him champ. I think it's champ versus champ right here. And, you know,
I agree.
Right now, both these guys, they've earned it. They both went through it. And I think the history of Jamal beating Glover and getting the belt from him, and now Glover's going to be in Alex Pereira's corner, like, that's a storyline in its own.
Yep.
People are like, man, so this press conference is going to suck. You're going to have, you know, the girls, and then you're going to have Justin and Holloway, who was so nice, and then Jamal and Pereira. There's not going to be, I'm like, you don't need trash talk. Like, think about how much high-level action we're going to see on that Saturday night. What do you guys want to see? You guys want to hear them talking trash like Kobe Covington and then going Saturday night and throwing out a dud?
Well, and
great fight.
Couldn't agree more. And you talk about talking trash, right? Ilia Topuria. And I'm sure many of you have seen the sound. But Ilia Topuria, all sorts of smack talk, grabbing the belt. But then when he gets up face to face at that press conference, right, he says to Volkanovski, and I may be paraphrasing, but he says, I respect you as a man. I respect you as a fighter, but this is my dream. And if I'm Volk, you know, it's like, what's going on here? So, you know, and so I think Topuria is wise beyond his years, which I say a lot about some of these cats who come up. I even think a guy like Ian Gary is wise beyond his years, but we're going to get into a different topic now. What the fudge, bully man? I don't care about UFC 300. Okay, I don't really care about UFC 300, but obviously a lot of rumblings for my boy Belal Muhammad in the welterweight division. Nothing announced yet in terms of when that belt will be contested with Leon Edwards. Just want you to talk to me, man. What's it been like last few days? Gold is still the goal. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I mean, gold is always still the goal, but people will sit there and say whatever they want to say. But what I heard Saturday night was 3 other guys turned that fight down. 3 guys said no. Okay, there's only one guy that's always said yes. The guy that's been there the whole time. The guy that's taken fights on 3 weeks' notice multiple times. The guy that fought Leon Edwards on 3 weeks' notice. The guy that fought Gilbert Burns on 3 weeks' notice. The guy that, all right, well, cool. Ramadan, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Right.
A guy that's never said no. And that just clears a path for me. Right now, if you're the UFC, why would I go back to anybody that's ever said no to me before? Why would I go back to the UFC when you're looking for the biggest card of the year at 300 and you had 3 guys say no to you? So now literally it just excites me more because I'm like, well, now there's nobody else you could go to, right? Now it's 100% me.
Yeah, and you know what, man? It always was 100% you from my perspective.
That's always a perspective, right? But there's always little things, right? You never know. And that's what I told people for myself is like, until I get a contract in front of me, I'm never going to believe anything. I don't trust anything until I get a contract from me. Then I'll have that sense of relief. My goal is to get to gold. And I know that it's going to happen. And I look at things and I always look for the positive end of everything, right? God's plan is always the best plan. So I look at it as, okay, now we don't have to train during Ramadan. Now I can enjoy Ramadan. I can enjoy that time and train the right way and do stuff the right way. And I don't have to force myself into cutting weight and stuff like that. And, you know, regardless, people are going to look at the people crying about Jamal Hill and Pereira. They would have made me and Leon Edwards 300 main event. People still would have been even worse. So I think it all happens and it's all putting the chess pieces in order for me to get the spot that I deserve and that I've earned. And there's nothing else that's going to stand in my way, because at the end of the day, it's like, I want it so bad, right? But God knows what's the right time for me to have it. Like, he'll put it in front of me when it's going to happen. So for me, I just look at the stuff, like you said, you put out earlier, man, there's bigger things in the world that's happening. And there's bigger things that, you know, I don't need to be depressed about this, because at the end of the day, I'm still the best welterweight in the world. I know it and everybody else knows it. And then once I get my shot, I'm going to show it. And
you're going to get your shot and nothing's changed. We got a game show tonight. Oh, and this may be the most powerful couple in mixed martial arts and all the mixed martial arts. Callum Walsh, I've had the pleasure to get to know on the extra round sets. For those of you who don't know, 9-0 as a boxer, King Callum Walsh, going to be fighting St. Patrick's Day weekend in his new favorite city, New York City. And Baby Shark joins us. You all know who she is, you UFC fans. 4 of her last 5 in the UFC. What is up, y'all? Thank you for being with us. I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You see how comfortable this kid is on camera? What's up, Tabatha?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having the show.
Tabatha, it was your birthday yesterday, right? Happy birthday. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. I know that I'm pretty sure Callum got you something for your birthday, but today is competition. Now we're playing against each other, right? You guys were talking about darts and other stuff. So now this is Remember the Show trivia. We'll see who's smarter. And winner's going to get a gift card to Young LA, so you guys can get some free clothes.
All you need, isn't it? She doesn't need it, but all you need it.
No, I need it. I need it.
You're more money than me.
Oh my God.
So Tabatha, forgive me if I don't know this. Do you have something on the books? You have a fight coming up?
I do have a fight coming up. Yeah.
Has it been announced?
It hasn't been announced yet.
Gotcha. Okay, good. Well,
you're on the show. Let's put it out there.
Well, we can put it out there. That's fine.
Who are you going against?
So I'm fighting May 11th, fighting Tisa Torres.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a good one. Let's go.
Yeah.
That is good. Well, you know, obviously,
good.
Well, I appreciate you breaking it here with us on Remember the Show. And certainly you've won 4 of 5. And your last fight against a very tough opponent, split decision, certainly could have gone your way. So we're excited to see you keep that streak going.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very excited for the fight. I can't wait.
Cool.
We were talking to Callum in California, and he was saying, you know, he's doing a little bit of jiu-jitsu with you and learning some stuff. Like, you think you got a shot on the match or what? Like, are we going to see him in the UFC cage?
Well, hopefully just see in the UFC after he finished his boxing career. We have been playing around some jiu-jitsu when he's out of camp. Yeah, he have some good skills.
But it's a secret, though. It's all a secret.
Yeah, don't worry, nobody's watching. We're on.
Yeah, nobody's watching. Yeah.
All right, well, both of you guys watch fighting. You're both at every card. So let's see your knowledge right here. Let's get to the game show, Cody.
So Belal, we may need to, give Tabatha, we got to keep her safe here. Looks like she's operating a motor vehicle.
Yeah, she's on the phone while driving. Yeah.
She's driving. We got to keep her safe.
Fine, I'm used to.
All right. So we'll go easy on you. Well, I don't know if Callum will. That's up to you guys. But so real simple on our show, all you have to do if you know the answer is say bully, right? So if you know the answer, say bully. That's Belal's other nickname. All you got to worry about saying bully if you know the answer, right? It's a lot like Jeopardy. Most points is going to win. If you get it wrong, Callum gets the points and vice versa. So most points win. All you got to remember, shout bully. Belal, the floor is yours.
All right, guys, the categories for today. First category, face mash. So these are two fighter faces put together. You got to tell me which two fighters they are. Second category.
Oh, my God.
What's the nickname? We had a card this weekend in Mexico City. Every single fighter on that card has a nickname. You got to tell me what the nickname is. These are easy ones. Who's that kid? No, this is the kid version, AI version of fighter/commentators. You got to tell me who that kid is. They're funny ones. Neither one of you guys liked it. I got them from Theo Vaughn. Neither one of you guys liked the page, so I'm hoping that neither of you guys saw it before. This is a new category. It's legend, Anderson Silva. You got to tell me about some of his stats, legendary stats that he's had in the UFC. Most takedowns, most strikes. If you guys come close to that number, whoever gets closest gets the point.
Don't worry. Bully will help you out with hints. We got you guys.
A lot of hints. Tabatha, you were here first. It was your birthday. So you get to pick the category first. But both of you guys can say bully if you know the answer.
Oh, my God. Okay, who is that kid?
Who's that kid? Let's go. You know the answer, say bully.
Oh, my God. What?
Former champion.
Yeah, I know her too. I just can't remember the name, but it's gone blank.
Bully.
I don't know what.
Tabatha.
Joanna.
First name's enough. That a girl. That a girl.
Come on, Callum.
I know, but I just couldn't remember her name.
It's all right.
That was the worst thing. I knew it. Yeah, you got it.
Let's go, Tabatha. Points go to you. You pick again.
Yeah. I pick again.
Yeah.
All right, same one.
Same one. There we go. Who's that kid?
Oh, that's an easy one, man. Bully.
Callum.
Oh.
But does she get to go first? Because she picked it. No.
No, you got it.
You say bully. You
Are
get
these,
it.
No,
these
you say
AI
bully, so you
are
go.
these AI generated? Because the kid has a mustache. But
Yeah, I get it.
is that Marab?
Let's go. There we go.
Yeah, with a mustache. Too.
I'm pretty sure Marab came out of his mom's womb with a mustache.
Yeah. So
You're
now I
up,
get to pick it
Callum.
up.
Now you pick.
Give me a face mash, sure.
Face match. So these are two fighter faces.
Oh, my God.
You got to tell me which two fighters they are.
Oh my God.
Bully.
Tabatha.
Florian.
And who?
And who?
There's two Poirier
Yeah, who else?
fighters.
Oh, my God.
You can wait till you get to a light. It's all good. You're fighting May 11th. We got to keep you safe.
It's crazy, man, because it just looks like one person.
Topuria was the first one. She got half of it.
It's throwing me off because it's just one face. Like, you know what I mean?
This fighter is also a featherweight.
Florian and Volk.
And come on, Tabatha.
I
Volk
got
is balls,
it.
folks.
Wrong.
Volk is balls,
Okay.
folks. Volk is
Topuria
balls.
and
Oh, my God.
Yair Rodriguez. Points points to the king.
Doesn't eat the hair.
It's just weird because it has like one face. You know, it's just like they're mixed together. I
Yep.
thought it was gonna be like half and half.
Yeah.
Points to the king. You still got control of the board.
All right, you get the points, Callum. She got it wrong.
Oh my God.
Yeah, give me the who's that kid again, I suppose. Yeah.
Who's that kid? Let's go.
Let's keep with the kid.
Yeah, Paulo Costa.
You gotta say bully.
Oh, bully.
Bully.
Oh,
Bully.
no, you
Paulo
have to
Costa.
say bully.
What? Tabitha
Yeah,
said
Paulo
bully.
Costa. Bully. Paulo Costa.
No,
Tabitha
I
said
think you
bully.
say it now. No. I say bully first. Follow
Tabitha called it.
Get the points.
Oh wait, man. Sure, it was my goal. I don't have to say anything.
That is a technicality, but I believe the correct scoring, Belal.
That's a good call. That's
You know?
I'm trying to
All right, Callum, say
Pay
bully, kid.
attention to
Say
rules,
bully.
Callum.
I run a fair game here. You're
Yeah,
on
not
Tabitha.
competitive at all, in there.
Oh, I have your pick now. Let's go. Ooh, Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva. Okay. How many wins has he had by knockout?
How many wins?
Both you guys could guess a number. Whoever gets closest wins, but you can't go over.
Bully. I'm just gonna say like
You go.
I'm just gonna say 20.
20. Tabitha, what's your guess?
How much did you get?
How many wins has he had by knockout?
That's a number.
It's tough.
That is tough.
Sorry,
know how many fights he
Callum.
had.
Callum, what did you say? What number?
Don't worry about it.
guessed
Just guess the number.
20. What's your guess, Tabitha?
All right. I would say 10.
10? What? 22.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Good guess. That
Shit.
I knew it was
That was
20, but I
tough.
just couldn't remember. So I just went for 20.
All right, there we go, Callum. Now we got a tie game here. You pick now, Callum.
All right, you go. You go.
The nickname. Go on, we'll chance that. Go on, nickname.
Okay, nickname game.
Oh my God.
These are easy ones. Brandon Moreno.
Oh. I don't know.
I was just adding last fight too.
all right, I got a hint. I got a hint for you. The first word is the. The.
Oh.
Why can't I remember this? Like,
Bully. Should we give him? Yeah.
that's a bad one. That is
Pretty
a
good
bad one.
nickname too. The Assassin
That's
Baby.
Yeah, I should remember that.
And
Oh.
Callum, in a couple years, you'll know all this shit. You could be
Yeah,
sure.
it's casual, right? Casual.
All right, Callum, you pick again.
I pick again. Yeah, who's that kid? I'll just take another point there.
Oh, this is a good one.
What? Oh, bully.
Wait. It can be.
Tabitha said
an
bully.
answer, yeah.
Grasso.
Tabitha.
No. Give me.
I say bully. Grasso.
Grasso,
I
no.
already say first.
Callum, what do you got?
Bully.
No.
It's
He gets
the,
the
it's the reporter. What's the name?
Yep. I'll give you a hint. You get the points either way. Begins with an M.
Megan.
Yeah, Meg O'Leary.
Yes.
Ah, there we go.
Megan.
Legendary Megan O'Leary. Points
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the king, though. Points to the king.
Megan
Oh
O'Leary,
my
yeah.
God.
Tabitha might have thought it was just fighters, but it is what it is. Moving on.
That
Well,
was
Anderson
I
nice.
thought it
Silva.
was just
Grasso.
fighter.
I'll take Anderson Silva again.
Anderson Silva, okay.
It looks like Grasso.
It did.
How many wins by submission?
How many we get?
Both of you guys have a guess. Number.
All right, I'm gonna guess 12.
12?
I don't know, but it's kind of
Oh.
trope.
I'll guess 10 again.
10?
I'm glad you didn't make me guess.
Yeah.
All right. 4 wins by submission.
Only 4, man.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. 4.
All right. Good ball game.
Wow.
Tabitha gets
I
it.
can't believe that.
All right, so I go. Face mash.
Face smash. 2 fighter faces here.
Oh,
Bully.
Callum.
oh,
Dan Hooker, anyway.
And who?
and oh my God.
Dan who?
Look at the eyes.
I'm looking at these.
Solid.
It's just so weird because it's one face. I mean, they're mixed together.
I'll give you a hand. He's a featherweight.
Oh, it's Holloway, Max Holloway.
Let's
Yes,
go. There
sir.
we go.
Oh, that was a good one.
Tabitha, we got to give
That's
Callum,
right.
we got to give him some hints. We work with the kid, you know, we got to give him some hints.
All right, I'll go face match again.
This is a close game right here. Come on, Tabatha.
Yeah.
Bully.
Callum.
Pereira
Oh, I know. It's
Pereira and
and
gonna be tricky.
And
Tabatha, do you know?
it's like a Chinese
I
Pereira.
know
Though.
it's Pereira, but
So
Chinese Pereira.
They mix the features together, like, so they don't just do half face. You know what I mean? They mix the whole features.
exactly.
Yeah, they're one
Which is
person.
why your girl just got the points. Right, Bully? Count them down.
3, 2, 1. And come on, Callum.
Together. I say Pereira for sure.
It's two.
Pereira and
Pereira,
Tabatha.
Shavkat,
Oh, that was so
Rakhmonov.
easy, right? When you get the name after, it's so easy.
Oh my God.
Tight game.
Nice game here. It's a close game.
That's the worst when you get the answer after. You realize how easy it is.
You're up, Tabatha.
All right, get nickname.
Nickname game. Okay. Brian Ortega. Main event this weekend. Come on.
No idea, man.
I don't
know his
either.
nickname.
Really?
You don't know at all.
Oh, no idea.
Really?
It starts with a T.
You don't have idea. I don't have idea.
Well,
Oh,
no idea what it is.
T-City.
There we go. See that? I'll give you guys hints. You guys get it easily.
Yeah.
Oh, she got the lead now, Callum.
All
Come
right,
on, what's up?
get the nickname again.
Nickname again. Yair Rodriguez.
Well, I don't know anybody's nicknames for it. I actually don't.
Not
That's
his
one
category.
That's one thing I never pay attention to is nickname.
Ooh.
I have no idea.
No, I
So.
don't know this one.
So I get the points for because she doesn't know, do
Yeah, no points awarded.
No points awarded. No guesses.
So,
I? I
uh,
have no idea.
guess?
so nobody get points.
Antera.
Nope.
Antera.
Anybody's
Come
game.
on, guys.
El Pantera.
All right, pick again there. So time.
I get face mash.
Face mash. 2 fighter face.
Bully.
Callum.
2 of them.
Oh.
It's like Kevin Holland
And
Yeah.
you always got 1, Callum, with confidence.
and like DC or something, is it?
Oh! There we go. Say with confidence.
Well done.
Yeah, there you go.
That was big.
All right. 300-point game. 1,100 points on the board. Let's go.
Give me Anderson Silva. Give me Anderson Silva.
This is tight right here, guys.
Give me Anderson Silva.
Oh my God.
How
Bully.
many
10.
titles does
10.
Stan still have?
How many
10,
times
is there?
did it-
10.
Wow,
Bully, 10.
quick
Bam,
answer.
got it on the dot. Let's go.
Oh,
Wow.
that was quick though.
That was on the dot.
Wow.
All right, give me Anderson.
I'm impressed.
Give me
That was-
Anderson.
you need both these answers.
Yeah.
Career
Takedowns.
takedowns.
He knows a lot. Carry takedowns.
Career takedowns that he had in his career.
All the fights, like career, full career takedown.
Or
Full
UFC
pro career. UFC
UFC
career.
career. Whoever gets closer wins.
Bully, give me like, I'm gonna say like 50.
50?
I would say 6.
No.
6?
I would say 6.
Damn it, we got it. Let's
Oh
go.
my God, give me the answer.
It was 3.
Oh, that he took, that he got taken
That he
down.
got takedowns.
Oh, I thought, sorry. I
Oh,
had
That's
that all
it?
wrong.
That's it?
That's only
I had that
3
all-
career takedowns.
I had that all wrong.
Wow.
That's me. What does career takedowns mean?
I got all.
How many times
No.
he took somebody down?
I
In
thought the
his
same
whole
thing.
career.
I thought what you thought, Callum. I might have said more than you.
Oh, how
So
many he got taken down? You thought he
So
had
he only
two
took,
takedowns?
All right, last one.
down 3 people in his whole career.
Yeah, 3 times, yeah.
I'm surprised too.
Yeah.
In
that's why I
every
looked at it, I
single
was like,
round of
there's no
every
way.
fight, he only had 3 takedowns his whole career.
Yeah. I mean, he knocked people out, but yeah.
So unless
Hey.
I'm mistaken, whoever wins this last clue wins the whole thing.
The last one right here, guys. And it's your
Oh
both
my
worst,
God.
your worst categories. I don't think any of you guys got anything.
All right, click it there. I can't believe that's 3. That was,
Oh my God.
Let's go.
yeah, raw dog. Raw dog.
Oh!
Yeah, boom. Give me that one there. Raw dog.
Oh my God.
So
Give me that gift card, innit?
Yeah.
I'm going
Raw
fucking
dog.
shopping.
Your
There's
winner.
a treat
I
for
didn't know
you.
this one.
Raw dog. That's what I knew. That's what I knew. Raw dog. That's what I knew, man. There's the real raw dog.
How do you do that?
That's the
That's
best
a real
championship
raw dog.
speech on the show without a speech. Congratulations.
That's the celebration. Oh, stop. I can't believe that Anderson Silva one though. 3.
Yeah, that is Silva was crazy. When I saw it, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, I got to make that a question.
I couldn't believe that.
So
Yeah,
before
that's
we
great.
get you guys out of here, I just want to ask you guys, and Callum, you can answer first. So in last November, you guys were both fighting like a few days apart, right? From each other, right? In New York, right? Isn't that accurate?
Yeah.
So Belal always thought, like, when Belal's brothers are around during his fight week, like, apparently they're like so nervous, like, you don't want to be around his brothers. And it's like, it's always a navigation. So for you guys, and Callum, you can answer first, like, what was that like for you guys where you're both competing? Do you know, I'm sure you have different energies as you lead up to your fights. Talk to me about that week and what the energy was like for both of you.
Yeah, no, it was fine. We were both just doing our own thing. Like we were both, like I was with my team cutting my way, she was with her team. We weren't staying at the same hotel or nothing. So we weren't really seeing each other that much. We were just talking. We were both going through the same thing. But you know what? To be fair, I wasn't even nervous for my own fight. I was just thinking I was more nervous for her fight than I was for mine. Because I knew I was like, right, once. But the worst part about it was, right, when I won my fight. So I fought Thursday, she fought Saturday. And when I won my fight, I was like, I'm still nervous. It's like I don't even feel good yet because she's lost the fight.
I get it.
But
Tabitha, so what was that like? Were you able to watch him Thursday night?
No, I was not able to watch it because I was doing my weight cut and I have to, have a good sleep to wake up for Friday morning fresh. So yeah, I could not watch it, but I was very nervous watching from my hotel room. So yeah, it's very cool for me because we had the camp together. So it was cool going through diet, ice baths, hard training, running. So that was pretty nice. But for his next fight, I'll be there for sure.
I love it. Well, you guys were great. We really appreciate you both being on. Bully B, you got anything else for him on the way out?
Appreciate both of you guys. Callum, I'll get you a gift card sent to you in your DMs. Have fun with this. Sorry, Tabitha. Happy birthday, though. Maybe he'll spend something on you.
Yeah, Hardy, I'm keeping that.
Hey,
for myself,
Callum, you're gonna be in.
Do you share the belt when you win it? No, you don't give it back to your opponent.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you're gonna be in Miami or what?
I was supposed to, but I don't think I am now because it's too close to my fight. I don't want to be out in Miami a couple of days before my fight.
I hear you.
Kinda
Yeah, it's a little
recipe
too,
for disaster.
little too close. I hear you. Got to keep that. Oh, I get it. Well, appreciate you both, man.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks very
Thank
much.
you guys. Thanks for
All right,
All
guys.
See you guys.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Have a good night. Dude, that was great. We got a lot of close games on Remember the Show, like back to back to back. They always come down to the wire. I like it.
It's hilarious. They get no nickname. I thought everybody knows Brandon Moreno's, but they get Raw Dog.
I know. Well, and then of course the visual, which can't get enough of. So I just want to jump back real quickly to, by the way, how about breaking news? Her against Tisha Torres. Great fight. Breaking news on Remember the Show. Gotta love that. She had won 4 straight and lose a split decision to Lupe Godinez. So certainly a chance to get some momentum back against Tisha Torres. Tisha Torres married to a champion, Raquel Pennington, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I was going to make that a category. I was going to put like other power couples in the UFC.
That's a great category.
On there, yeah.
So back to Bully B, right? And so I guess I'm bringing this up, and you might not know I'm going to talk about this, but it's like Sean O'Malley. So much discussion about who he's going to fight next. It's like if I'm Cheeto, I'm just like, isn't this great? I think he's fighting me next in a couple weeks, and as if it's just a foregone conclusion that he's going to get through someone he's already lost to, right? Now, I'm not making any picks on the fight, but I say it in the context of you, right? That regardless of any of this noise, and I know a lot of it was noise, Islam wasn't coming to fight, all that. But in a hypothetical world, right? Let's say something did happen with Leon Edwards at 300, right? I'm just curious correct me if I'm wrong, the next time you make a walk to a cage of any sort, it's going to be for the UFC's welterweight crown. So certainly if they had done something at 300, we would have been barking on the streets, Team Muhammad, whatever it was. But inevitably, am I wrong that it doesn't change? The next time you make the walk, the belt is going to be on the line and they're going to have gold and black fight kit in the back ready.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. That's what I'm fighting fighting for gold. Like, that was literally the biggest lead up to the Gilbert Burns fight. You take this fight, you're next for the title. And yeah, I mean, if they would have did something else, like I would have fought at 300, even if I wasn't on the card, because I would have, like, whenever he's walking out, I'm jumping over the railing and I'm freaking tackling Leon Edwards. We're fighting. And just talking about Sean O'Malley, like you saw him today jogging. And the thing is about what real champions are and guys who understand the business of it, like you're talking about your next fight, you're talking about the build up to it. And even with him, he was like, you know what? People want to see me knock out Merab, so I'm going to knock out Merab right now. And like, he understands it, right? It was always, even with Volkanovski, after he beat Yair, he hopped out and he got into the face of Topuria.
Yep.
Adesanya always gets the next opponent picked out. But I think with our division, Leon Edwards doesn't talk. He's gun shy with everything. He doesn't say a word, right? He doesn't go on social media. He doesn't do interviews. So I think it was more so Dana White trying to hype him up, like, hey guys, let me do my promotion. Hey, this guy's a beast. He said yes to 3 different guys because Leon Edwards can't sell for himself. So Dana White's probably trying to hype him up. He's the best promoter in the world, to hype him up to be this crazy champion that said yes to 3 guys. He didn't say yes to Billy B, right? Even it didn't happen, because if it did, then that would be 300. If they really wanted him on 300, they know they could have just hit me up and it would have been 300. So I think it was more so, bro, let's try something with this guy to get him into the public eye, or talk about him, or make something happen with him. So let's say, hey, he said yes to Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar turned it down because he was afraid of Leon Edwards.
Yeah, bro.
That's how I see it.
Say no more. And Cody Merrow, our producer in the chat, is saying exactly, sharing every one of your sentiments. And for those of you, I encourage you, again, go back and watch round 1. Bilal, Leon, just go watch it again. And that was a long motherfudging time ago too, right? A long time ago. Bilal gotten a lot better since then, but long time ago. And just go watch that round back. Is a lot closer than you think. I'm not suggesting,
right? Because like anytime I go to a fight, the best part about it is when I have random people come up to me, where I have like Mario Lopez. Hey, when are you gonna fight for the belt? It's like, even with the video I did where I had like Andrew Schultz and all these guys, hyping it up
at the end. Yep.
Bro, they were like, people are coming at, oh, you spec cameos. I'm like, bro, none of them are on cameo, you clowns. But I'm like, the fact that they're willing to do that to help me, it just shows that I have a group of people around me that are supporting me. And it meant the world that they're all like, yo, here it is right here. Andrew Schultz just had a kid and he was like, oh, here goes, let me get to you right now. And it was like, why do we need to do that for? Like, you should be, aren't you? It should be no question that you're next regardless. And I was like, yeah, I just want to do it to hype it up, right? To give it some push, because I understand that you still need to get some push. And if I have big names like that helping me push it, obviously it's going to get more momentum going with it. So when I have guys like that, we're like, yo, hey, yeah, you're next 100%. Like, that means the world to me, because real ones, real fans, real people that watch the sport and understand the sport, they know there's nobody else but me that deserves it and that's next.
Feels so inevitable to me. Anyway, so I'm going to move on to this. And this was my topic that I picked, because Kenny Florian had me thinking a lot about this, because he said, when Ian Gary called out Colby Covington, he said, Ian Gary has sort of become a heel, but it's not really his way, right? He'd much prefer to be beloved by the people. And so put yourself against Colby Covington, maybe you are beloved. And so I think about guys like Aljamain Sterling. I think about guys like Bilal Muhammad, right? Who are really nice guys who have accomplished great things and are not heels as humans, right? So it's like, what I'm asking for you, like at this point, don't we go like full heel Muhammad, like, right? At this point, like, maybe we just go full heel and we go visit Chael for a little bit and just flip this thing around.
Man, it's just hard to go heel when you can't swear, right? I don't care.
I know. No, that's like, really true.
But it's like, it's the funniest thing, because like I'll talk to my boy Ian Laros all the time, and Ian Laros is like, bro, it doesn't make no sense the hate you got for, and like you're like, if people see you and meet you in person, and like when we do meet these people in person, like, man, you're the nicest guy in the world. It's so cool. And people just don't realize it. But for me, it really doesn't matter, right? Because I don't need to be a heel to get it. I earned it by my work in the cage. And you look at a guy like Ian Gary, where I feel like, people understand when you're trying too hard to do something or be a certain way, or you want to get this love from the people for a certain way. And I see it with a lot of fighters that I tell people, or I'll talk to, Jared or somebody, like, oh, look how much this guy wants. He needs to be loved that bad. He wants the fans to like him. So they'll put out certain things, even with like a guy like Sean Strickland, who acts like he doesn't care. And he'll say these things, but he knows what he's doing, right? He's
yeah,
coming out to the audience and he's saying certain things because he knows it's going to attract that culture of fans that we have in the UFC. But for myself, it's like the people around me, the people that know me, those are all the people that I care about. I don't give me all the hate you want. I don't care about you. You never met me. You never had a conversation with me. So my family and real friends, those are the ones that I do it for. So I'm not going to sit there and be fake or be a fake persona when I know at the end of the day, it's like, I'm going to keep winning. At the end of the day, there's nobody that's going to beat me. And I don't need to talk or say anything that's going to affect me in any way or affect the people that I love in any way, because I have the respect. I had that type of honor that I'm going to keep withholding.
Great stuff, all of that. And, there's a lot of different circumstances, right? Like Jamal Hill had a lot of finishes, but then he didn't finish his championship fight. If Jamal Hill had put Glover Teixeira to sleep, he'd be a bigger star overall right now, right? If your finish on Sean Brady was your sort of title eliminator in the same way Gilbert Burns was, who knows where your star is? So there's a very interesting thing with finishes and how things bubble up. Anyway, go ahead. I feel like you're chomping at something there.
No, it's like, right, even with that Sean Brady fight, that should have been the next. I should have been the next title fight regardless.
Right.
There should have been nobody else, but they gave it to somebody else regardless. So there's no rhyme or reason for why anything is done the way it's done. And like at the end of the day, I keep telling myself, it's trusting God's plan. I was meant to today. I'm always training. I'm always in the training room and I'm always working, right? And it's like, you get a call to fight Gilbert Burns at 3 weeks notice. And hey, you fight, you beat him, you're next. So it's like, I was meant to be ready for that position. I was meant to be ready for that spot because that's what I do. And I don't need to be something that I'm not. At the end of the day, I want to be that fighter that got there being my own person, being the same person I was, didn't have to fake anything to get to the top. And yeah, this is like Jamal Hill is one of the biggest finishers in the game. And he gets so much hate for no reason. Like people just hate to hate for nowadays on Twitter. They want to get a reaction out of you. That's just the mob mentality we're in this game. And like I said, the fans that we have now, they love the poison. They love the people to be that way. That's why Sean Strickland is like gravitating toward them so much, because he knows, hey, all right, I got to be this freaking, honestly, airhead, because a lot of these people that are on Twitter that have fake profiles, they're all airheads. So they want that type of persona out there.
Bottom line is in 2024, the cage door is going to close behind you and someone's going to have to eliminate you. And it's been a long time since anyone's been able to do that. So we'll get back to that. Shout out. Oh, that button. I'm going to start cursing here, but I will say before we get to Bix, you nailed it though, in terms of why you can't be a heel. So I'm glad you understand that. I'm glad you don't curse, but yeah, you can't be a heel unless you can drop whatever, when I try and pull back on this show and say fudge instead of, it just sometimes loses a little juice. Anyway, let's get to Bully's Bix. For those of you who don't know, that was when Belal finished Sean Brady. I think it went something like undefeated no more. And he was hopping out of the cage. Sorry. That's the guy on my sweatshirt. Come on. We only got a couple for you, these Bics. So main card 10 Eastern, Mexico City. Co-main event, both rematches. I love it. We're going to get right into the co-main event. Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega. So Yair minus 155. I see Ortega plus 130. So Brian Ortega, T-City. I was a little unsure at first about that nickname, not gonna lie to you. But I knew it before Cody typed in the chat. Come on, Jay. Hasn't made the walk since that TKO loss. Yair Rodriguez, albeit that was due to a shoulder injury that was back July 16th, 2022. Certainly some credit, though, for Yair for emerging victorious that night. He was in the position to sort of have that injury happen. I don't just flush that down the toilet. So hopefully this Saturday night, though, we do get the fight that we wanted to see. Nobody can forget Ortega's previous fight out when he almost choked out the unchokable Alexander Volkanovski. But think about it, those are a long time ago, both of those circumstances and events. Now back trying to climb his way to the top in the featherweight division. I like the new blood. Frankly, I love Volk, but I love the new blood with Topuria, the Spaniard. But not a lot of fights over like the past 5-6 years for Ortega. And he gets Yair Rodriguez, who actually is active now, who's battled a lot of injuries and at times not been as active, fought twice in 2023, right back here, February 2024. did lose to Volkanovski July 8th of last year. Very curious for you to look back at that fight a little bit, but that was third round TKO. A lot of people, me included, and I know you gave Yair a great chance that night. Sure, Mike Valley certainly did. Mike Valley's there, by the way, in Mexico City, yes?
Yeah.
So co-main event, fascinating. I know you got a lot of ties, spent a lot of time with Yair Rodriguez. I'm super excited for these last two fights. Card should be pretty good too. First, Bick, talk to me, Belal.
Yeah, I'm excited for this fight. Honestly, I'm more excited for this fight because I know if Yair wins, I think he has a huge opportunity to fight Topuria next. Like the bad blood they have with each other, it's huge. And I think stylistically, it's a good matchup for him. And I thought that when I'm looking at Topuria, his boxing mentality and the way Yair kicks, and we saw Volk even trying to come out with a lot of kicks early in that fight. And I was like, Volk was landing some of his kicks. Yair's kicks are the best kicks in the UFC. So those kicks would land perfectly on him. But you got to get through, obviously, Brian Ortega first. Thing about with Ortega is, man, like you said, what has he had? 3 fights in the last 5 years?
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know he's had a lot of injuries, and when you look back at that fight too, people are going to say whatever they say, but Yair caused that injury, right? He went for the armbar and he pulled it. Stuff happens in a fight. It didn't just happen randomly.
Yep.
Yair caused it. So
agreed.
I think for a guy like Yair, who I think, he did have his moments in that Volk fight. There's a lot of highlights that I go back and I rewatch, and it's inches away from landing a head kick on Volk, and it was just 1 second away, and people forget about the headbutt that Volk hit him with before the TKO, and it's Yair has a chin. Yair's tough. He doesn't just drop. And I think now with this fight, it's going to come down to if Yair could use his angles, get to the sides, and not get taken down. I don't want to go to the ground with Ortega at all. Ortega's takedowns aren't the best. Ortega likes to brawl with you guys. I know he said he had a rebirthing, but I think Yair's kicks are going to be a little bit too much for him. For a guy like Ortega who could take a beating, I think Yair's going to try to kick him to the body, and you kick him to the body, the head will fall. I think I got Yair here with TKO finish, especially in Mexico City. The high altitude is different up there. Yair fought there before, so he knows what it is. He's been training up there this whole camp, and I'm excited for it because I feel like his mentality this week is he's pumped because he knows how big this fight is, and he knows that he can jump right back into the title picture right away.
I like it. And I will say, right, it's interesting. I'm sure for a guy like that, even if Volk had won, I think Yair was not done with his championship opportunities. You know what I mean? And so for a guy like Yair, while there is new blood, I still think it would have been open for him at some point down the road, even if Volk had reigned. Whether it's
it opens the door right now that there's a new champion, and then you got Holloway up fighting Gaethje. It's what if Holloway loses to Gaethje? Does he just come down and automatically get a title shot?
Great question. And no
changes. And if he wins the title, why would he come back down? Why wouldn't he just stay at 55? Because Justin's for the 55 title. So it's that changes everything with Max Holloway against Justin Gaethje. So at 145, I think the winner of this fight is either number 1 or right next to Evolov as the number 2 guy for that division.
You bring up Justin Gaethje's name. I assume he didn't get to play quarterback at all in that celebrity game.
No, but man, we were warming up, dude.
You see that dude throw a football?
He was literally doing backflips off the stands. I'm like, bro, how is this guy that athletic? It's crazy.
Go watch Justin Gaethje throw a football. Unbelievable. The main event of the evening, Battle of the Brandons. Not Brendan, both Brandons. Moreno versus Royval. Moreno, what do we got now? Minus 290, Royval plus 235. Filling in for Amir, right? Royval, short notice opportunity. So former flyweight champion Moreno got the better of this matchup when they faced about 3.5 years ago. That was November 21st, 2020. TKO, very end of that first round. That was UFC 255. So Moreno has become a massive star and an elite fighter. Won some championships, fights, lost some. Doesn't even matter. This guy just feels like playing with house money, making a lot of money, playing with some Legos, got a beautiful wife, girl, whatever it is. Nice life for this cat right now. But so last time out, tough split decision loss to Pantoja. I did think he lost the fight. That was International Fight Week, July of last year. So if my research is accurate, this is the first time Moreno will be fighting in Mexico since September of 2019. And you think about 5 years later, where he was then versus how he is now. I mean, this is going to be fun. I couldn't be more excited. What's that?
Was that him against Sergio Pettis?
I think it was. See, that steel trap over there. Belal probably could have told you that without even doing any research. But anyway, gets Royval here, who lost his championship opportunity at the hands of Pantoja. Looked tough. That was back December 16th, so obviously a quick turn. Before that setback, though, Raw Dog, I'm never going to think of Raw Dog the same after the visual that Callum Walsh provided very shortly after answering that question. I'll never think of Raw Dog the same. But before that, Royval had won 3 straight. Feels like both these guys are in their MMA prime. You know, regardless of the age, I feel like we're getting 2 fighters really at their prime, 30, 32, 31, respectively. Vegas leans Moreno here a little bit. For Royval, how nice to be able to get this opportunity after losing the championship to Royval to get this guy, a decorated champion in his own right. Another big opportunity for Royval here as an underdog. I know you like both guys, both former Remember the Show contestants, maybe champions. Remember the name. Who do we got in the main event?
Yeah, 2 of the nicest guys, right? And if you're Royval, it's like you're fighting. You just had a war with Pantoja, and now you're going against the other former champion that could have even won it too. So, like, I think all 3 of those guys can be champion any day of the week because I think all their fights could be that close. Royval, he was starting to pick it up later in that fight, right? Pantoja had to play the wrestling game with him because Royval's so long and he's so awkward and he has weird power. I think that Moreno is going to have to go the same type of strategy. I think he's going to have to play the wrestling game with him and try to take him down. And we saw it in that last fight where he did take him down and there was a weird scramble and his shoulder popped out of place. I just think, Mexico City, Moreno fighting in front of that crowd over there is going to be huge. I think it's going to be pro Moreno for him. He's there with Yair, and I think he's been out there the whole time doing most of his camp. I think he's going to be ready for this fight. It's just Royval makes everything chaotic, right? Like anything can happen when you can fight a guy like Royval because whether it's short notice or full camp, like you never know what you're going to get with him. He doesn't come out there with, I got to do this specific strategy. He comes out there like, let's create chaos and see what happens. So I think that for Moreno, he needs to slow it down. He needs to take him down, hold him in certain spots. And for either one of these guys, right, Pantoja doesn't have a clear number 1 contender. There's Amir Albazi's injured right now. You got Kai Kara France, I think, injured right now. You got Manel Kape, who just missed weight and pulled out of a fight, right? There's nobody that's next, clearly. And with the Brazil card coming up in May, they're going to need a main event over there. And I think the winner of this fight could get that fight. So I think both these guys have high stakes. So I think for me, I'm going to go with Moreno. I think it's going to be a war. I think it's going to be 5 rounds, but I think he's going to just take him down. And we saw him a couple times in his fight with Figueiredo where he had slick takedowns and he just held him in certain positions. I think he's going to be able to do that with Royval here.
I like it. Kenny Florian, I've mentioned the name a couple times today, but on the Anik and Florian podcast, they do a main event challenge. And Kenny goes against Brian Petrie. It's a sharp handicapper, and they have $1,000 to play with. And I think this week, Kenny, like $800 a parlay on Moreno and Rodriguez. And one of the reasons I don't bet MMA is because you look at something like that, you're like, all right, you got the favorites, right? And it very well could happen. Favorites won, I think, all night until Topuria at UFC 298. But you look at it's like one of these guys, this is MMA, right? It's like and I said last week on our extra round set, I said, there's a reason why Topuria and Volk is a pick'em in Vegas. Why Volk is not a big Vegas knows something sometimes. So it'll be interesting to see, but I don't like betting MMA for this reason, but should be an amazing night. I think only 2 fights without a Mexican fighter. So it should be great. And then Miami's creeping 2 weeks from this. It's nuts, man.
Yeah, there's going to be some bangers on this card. I'm looking at this card and I'm like, damn, there's some exciting fights. And I think somebody put out there that there's nobody over lightweight on this card. So, it's going to be a lot of high action and a lot of there ain't going to be a lot of gassing on this card.
Yeah, that's the truth. Well, certainly Belal Muhammad's not gassing. All right.
Anyway. That Merab thing. Somebody told me, like, bro, you saw Merab swim? I was like, bro, that's crazy. Like, he went freaking holding his breath the whole time.
I tell you what, though, you can be sure there are people that hold their breath in this world for minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes, right? There's a lot of mental. I don't know if we different mentalities to be able to sort of accomplish some of these things. I don't think it's all lung capacity.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, episode 126 in the book. Thanks to King Callum Walsh and Tabatha Ricci. Thank you, Tabatha, for breaking that news. But they both got big fights coming up. And Belal Muhammad does have a big fight coming up. Appreciate our producer, Cody Merrow, at the helm. We'll see you next week. I'll remember the show. Appreciate you being with us. Have a great night. Yo.
Peace.
Later.